तो एक साथ जब white light आपके crown पे गिरती है, उसी वक्त it splits into 7 channels and each of these chakra absorbs its share of white light, right? Now, sometimes due to certain reasons, toxic reasons, emotional blockages, or sadness or grief or any kind of a trauma, and all the experience and the vagaries that we all go through in the world, because of this, sometimes dark energy resides in the chakra and it is not able to absorb its share from the white light. Of course, hota kya hai कि when the white light gets absorbed by the body, if the chakra is not able to absorb it, the remaining just goes out from the, from the feet. Energy is constantly flowing from your body, from the top to the bottom, from the top to the bottom. This energy, which we call life force energy, is constantly moving. From your head, it enters, all the chakras absorb the light and distribute it to all the cells of your body, and the remaining goes out from your feet. So if any of the chakra is blocked, basically, it does not get that light, and then the light just flows out from the feet. But the consequences, but the impact is that if it is not able to absorb that particular frequency, then that area, its jurisdicted area does not get enough energy. And obviously it suffers all the organ systems. The vitality of organs is depending on the, on this white light. That's why we call it life force energy. We call it life force energy because a cell ki vitality, rejuvenation, and functioning is directly proportional to the amount of energy that is passing through these energy pathways. It's a very, very scientific, a very beautiful thing to understand, especially from the health point of view and from the point of view of completion and fulfillment, of your body and your being. Because each of these chakras corresponds to certain internal aspects, obviously the organ systems, and certain external aspects. For instance, to take just a very quick review of all your chakras. The crown chakra connects you to the universe. It connects you to the universe. Iska aur koi function nahi rehta hai. The brow chakra gives energy to this part of the body, and also it's a wisdom center. So it helps you to think in depth. It helps you with your foresight. It helps you with your intuition and the overall intelligence. What we say, a very, very foresighted man or a very intelligent, wise man. We call it wisdom center. Very, very wise person. So if this chakra is blocked, then obviously the person is not able to think right. Similarly, इसके बाद throat chakra आता है जो इस area को संभालता है, and we call this communication center. All our expression is coming from this chakra. It energizes the way we talk, our oratory skills, the usage of words, the modulation of voice, and also expression. What you're able to express. This chakra normally takes energy from this and this. It takes energy from the heart as well as the brow, and that's how we communicate. So good orators have this blending very automated. If this chakra is blocked, a person is not able to speak properly, or he may be intelligent, he may be very beautiful at heart, but he's not able to express. Then we have the heart chakra, the emotion center. This takes care of this part of the body, so all your respiratory organs and circulatory system, and emotion center. So in the external world, whatever is happening, the heart responds to emotion, good and bad both. It's constantly absorbing and processing emotions. So कुछ अच्छा चल रहा है बाहर तो यहाँ बड़ा अच्छा लगता है, कुछ बुरा चल रहा है बाहर तो यहाँ बड़ा दर्द होता है. So the heart center is processing emotions all the time. Yeah. इसके नीचे नाभि के पास, near your navel, is your power center. We call it power center because again it takes care of the whole band of your stomach, आपके पूरे stomach का band, organ wise. And then externally it takes care of समृद्धि, growth, progress, willpower, and a lot of things that संकल्प शक्ति बोलते हैं ना कि how much am I able to will things and how much am I able to fulfill things, etc. So solar plexus, this is called power center. And then उसके नीचे नाभि के चार sacral center or the sex center. So इसका भी internal external application है. Internally all your reproductive organs and your creative center and the downloading of ideas and also a lot of negative things are triggered by the hara, like traumas of the past life memories. Our subconscious is rooted in the hara. So we can't waste too much time today on explanation, but it indeed is a very intriguing and a very beautiful subject to talk for hours. The knowledge of chakras is a very beautiful insight about yourself. So each one of you must do a little bit of homework to study and read books that are written. There are like hundreds of books in the market about chakras. Very beautiful information. A lot of people have done a lot of research. Now it's coming on the scientific platform for for the exploration and validation. But insightful people have always spoken about chakras. So the sacral chakra or the sex chakra, it internally takes care of the reproductive organs, etc. Outside, it connects you to to your entire realm of the subconscious mind, lower mind, and also realms that dimensions that are far and wide. Then last chakra comes the root chakra, which is like Muladhar, so you're rooted and grounded very beautifully with your root chakra. Roots, invisible roots going deep into the earth, and they give you grounding, they give you a feeling of security. So whenever you go through transition in your life, whenever you go through failures in your life, whenever you go through uprooting, you're just shifting from one city to another, one country to another, there's a feeling of being uprooted. This comes from the root chakra. The root chakra gives you feeling of physically being rooted. And actually speaking, a lot of people, when they have transitions in their life and when they're moving from one place to another place, the lower chakra is, the entire lower body becomes very shaky, and they feel weak, and they feel very ungrounded, etc. So there are a lot of internal and external things to talk about the chakras. A very, very vast subject to research and to explore, and certainly very encouraging that each one of you who is into some energy work or the other should continue with the learning of reading of chakras. At no given point on this subject, I can say for sure, at no given point can you say that, oh, I know everything about chakras. That's a very lame, and that's a very innocent expression. I know everything about. You can never ever know everything about the chakras. It's such a deep, deep, deep subject. Yeah. So today's session is dedicated to divinizing. These chakras are normally they're along the spine, the physical position of, although they don't have a tangible physical look, but they are subtle. We can call them a part of the subtle body, but the position as pictured and viewed by insightful people, as well as today's technology, we have cameras that can click pictures of the energy. So we have pictures of the chakras that some instruments can capture. So these chakras are based on the spine. They're all along the spine, center of your body, neither in the front nor at the back. They're in the middle. They're lined along with your spine, and they look beautiful. They're colorful. They radiate the color that we just spoke about, etc. So these chakras, if they can be unhealthy, if they're blocked because of some emotions, and I'm going to show you a picture right now to make you quickly understand what can block your chakras. The second level is the chakras are okay. They're healthy, they're okay, I mean they're balanced. In this condition, there's a free flow of energy, and all the aspects of the associated aspects of the chakra are functioning well. There's a next level of understanding the chakra. We say the active chakras or healthy chakras. Yeah, these chakras emanate a lot of positivism, exuberance. The person is full of exuberance and full of energy, and like how you normally have very active people in corporate industry or in any field, the creative field, full of bubbling energy, and their chakras are radiating so much of joy, etc. We call them a very active chakra system. And then there is another level, the next level to understanding chakras, and that level is called divinized chakra. Divinized chakras are when the health of the chakras transcends worldly parameters and touches the realm of the divine. When there is a divine sensation in every chakra, and you're able to internalize and experience the divinity in each of these chakras. The divinized chakras normally give rise to obviously a very divine aura in the person, and a person who would radiate endlessly a lot of love and joy, and gives you the feeling, आप ऐसे व्यक्ति के साथ बैठते हो तो it gives you the feeling that you're sitting with the divine, and you know एक आकर्षण शक्ति होती है उनमें, and they connect. you see, the most beautiful thing is there's magnetism. So chakra to chakra, if you're sitting with a person with divinized chakra, within a few minutes, the magnetism comes here. It divinizes your chakra as well. So it's a very beautiful feeling. That's why people like to be in the company of people who have divinized chakras. And a lot of spiritual teachers and a lot of many people who are working in the spiritual realm, their chakras get divinized. And divinizing chakra is an exercise. I mean, I'm going to teach you something today which will help you to divinize chakras, but always understand that it is a product of grace. It is a product of grace, and you can have healthy chakras with consciously working on the chakras. But divinizing is something that is very graceful. Yet we have the will and the freedom to do the things that our mentors have taught us. And a regular sadhana on anything has its own impact, on the when you're doing something, it will have an impact. So if you're committing something regularly, if you're doing any kind of a sadhana every day, it will show. It is inevitable. It will show on your face, it will show on your chakras, it will show on your on your presence, and your being will radiate that kind of joy for sure. All right. So I'm first sharing a picture with you that shows you what blocks the chakras. And then I'll share a picture with you about the Kriya that I want to, help you practice today. Here's a picture. You can take a picture of this with your phones or so this talks about all the 7 chakras, starting from the root chakra. Again, a point that I need to mention here: when people talk about healing, we talk about this being the first chakra, and this second, and this third, and this fourth, and so on. When people talk about yogic practices like Kundalini yoga or any other yogic practice, we always talk about the chakra being Earth chakra being the first, and so on. All yogic practices, initiate and instigate and work on the Muladhara to release our energy current upwards, which is the Kundalini energy, to release it upward. That's why the study of yoga always talks about chakras from the bottom to the top. Whereas when you're studying healing sciences, for instance, Reiki or any such, then we talk about chakras from top to bottom, because here we're talking about descending energy that comes from the universe unto us and goes downward and flows downward. So there are 2 of these currents that one should be aware of. You should know that there is one energy that is descending into from your crown and going downward, and there's another energy that's ascending inside of me and going upward. Yeah, you should be aware of it. So let's take a view at this. The first chakra, it talks about survival. It talks about survival, and is blocked by fear. Whenever you experience paucity of money, you experience paucity of opportunities, settlement, somebody's unsettled, and you're fearing that iska kya hoga. Whenever there is a question of a fear of failure somewhere, the root chakra gets shaken up. It gets shaken up. Your doubt and your fear creates a block that does not allow it to nourish itself. It doesn't allow the chakra to, to fulfill its need of energy. So over a period of time, there's stress built up in the root, which is very ungrounding, and it can be really नींद खराब हो जाती है, पसीना आता है, physical energy, vitality कम महसूस होती है, etc. So one must understand and constantly feed into your head that survival is a matter of the universe and existence. It's not my responsibility, it's the responsibility of the universe. And every being here in the universe is looked after by the supreme divine power and by nature, Mother Nature herself. Everybody has his share of prosperity, luck, happiness, joy, fulfillment on earth. You need to just fulfill your duties and not be attached to the outcome of what's going to happen, neither about yourself nor about your loved ones. Survival is a prayer that needs to be addressed to the universe, that we are taken care of. We are taken. Dhana sampada shatru buddhi vinashaya. The last free session we did a beautiful lamp lighting ceremony with oil brew, and I gave a very beautiful shloka. So have affirmations, shlokas, and prayers, that dedicate to the root chakra. If you have a root chakra issue, And if you feel that survival is a threat all the time, I'm tense, I'm really worried what's going to happen with my money, I'm really worried what's going to happen to my children, the survival has to be surrendered onto the divine. Then you have the second level. It deals with pleasure. The Swadishthan deals with pleasure, also deals with creativity, downloading, also deals with past life traumas, anxiety, worry, etc. This is blocked by guilt. If there are things that you've done wrong, and if there are things that you know you've done something wrong and you've not had an admittance of it, or you've not confessed, or you've not spoken about it to someone, it invariably creates a block in your Swadhisthana. So letting go and releasing and accepting yourself. And हमारे यहाँ दो बहुत सुंदर तरीके बताए हुए हैं, पश्चाताप और प्रायश्चित. So if there's something genuinely you feel it was a mistake, I shouldn't have done this, just agree, admit, and do something. Tie up a ritual to let go of that feeling, because it's not worthy. You don't have to keep it in the body, right? Anything wrongly done, release it. Ek mala jap lo uske liye roz for a few days, or write a forgiven statement or a book every day, to let go of that energy, etc. Then the third level deals with willpower, and this chakra is blocked with shame. Here again, failures. You're not being promoted, you're not getting enough money, enough salary, or you've been pushed here and there, you're not gathering the courage to speak out, or you're not, your presentation skills are weak, or you're not able to, speak out in front of a crowd, you have fear of speaking. Any of such things that is related to your work scenario or the external worldly scenario, which is kind of a drawback in your career or your growth or your personality grooming, or it's something that you're so ashamed of, needs to be let go. You need to let go of shame and all your drawbacks. You need to just accept yourself the way you are, relentlessly, quietly working towards improving yourself. Physical efforts. Sometimes I was talking to someone that day, and her daughter has some issues, and so she was saying what crystals I should use, and I was guiding her with energy work. So I was telling her energy work is a very good thing. It's a very, it complements, whatever drawbacks people are, encountering. But energy work ke saath mein, there has to be physical work. You have to physically also do a lot of things to analyze, rationalize, and to understand where am I lacking. So they should support each other. You can't just be doing, healing work with crystals or with energy and physically not doing the required things that ought to be done. Yeah. So releasing shame for whatever drawbacks are there at the Manipura level, or the power center, or the solar plexus, need to be let go. Accept yourself the way you are, but consistently work towards your betterment. Okay. The next, your heart. It deals with love, and it gets blocked by grief, losing someone, someone very dear to you. You've lost someone, you lost a pet, you lost a child, you lost your father, mother, or even grief about being dumped by someone in a relationship, or not able to make a relationship happen, or separated. It causes a lot of grief that takes a while to heal. Grief is such a, the heart chakra is a very innocent, fragile, and a very delicate chakra. It takes a while to heal. So grief, it gets like a tar. It's like a tar, that sits in your heart chakra. You really need to put efforts for a long time, for months, years together, some time, to let this grief melt. And the best thing that melts grief is bhakti, is surrender to the divine and falling in love with the divine, or giving out so much of love that love starts coming back into your life. Always remember, when you're short of something, you need to start giving that thing to the world. When you start giving that thing to the world, it starts coming back multifold. Be it money, be it love, be it anything. Just start giving, and it starts coming multifold in your life. Okay. Then the next one, the throat. It deals with truth. Vishuddhi, we call it Vishuddhi, deals with truth, and the purification of prana happens here. So what does it get blocked by? It gets blocked by lies. Lies that we speak to others, lies that we innocently, ignorantly speak to ourselves, to others, it gets blocked, the throat chakra. And also lies that are spoken in the previous birth sometimes are accumulated and living as toxins in this chakra. It takes, especially people who have throat issues, are having remnants of memory from the previous birth of lies or deceit or misguiding someone. And it comes in the form of, flaws with the throat chakra, stuttering, stammering, uh, cracked voice, or anything, any problem, severe problem with the throat chakra. So again, letting go of it, if there's something, you let go. So while you're doing your chakra healing sessions, we talk about it. Let me finish this first. The brow deals with insight, and it gets blocked by illusion. When you believe in something without inquiry, when you believe in something without inquiry, it blocks, especially from a macro point of view, believing in the delusory world, not understanding it as an illusion, and not inquiring, not doing self-inquiry, not going deeper into the lessons of life, not going deeper into the laws of creation and the laws of sustenance and the laws of destruction. When you're not inquiring about your existence and the existence of this universe, you are, becoming a victim of illusion. And this blocks the brow. It does not let your foresight and the insight open. The moment you start self-inquiry and the moment you start inquiry into everything, then we have the crown chakra deals with cosmic energy. The last chakra deals with the cosmic energy, and this gets blocked by ego attachment. Attachment to individuality, it gets blocked by attachment to the earth. It gets blocked by attachment to, all that is there around you, the individuality. Oh, I am this, and I cannot die, so this block is something which is very difficult to remove, because we all are attached to ourselves and to our ego and to our individuality. That's why, when people take into renunciation, they change their names. They change their names because they drop their old identity. It's a practice to drop your ego at will, which is a very beautiful exercise. It took me quite many years to understand this logic. Why do they change names? So dropping of that individuality and taking on to a new name that nobody knows. And then, you get attached to even the new name. And that observation and awareness but remains in your head. So crown chakra opens up when you surrender yourself unto the divine. When you understand that me as an individual is the part of the divine. Me as an individual has everything to do with the divine. The more you associate yourself with the divine, the more your crown opens, because it starts getting detached to the individuality. Fear of death can block the crown. Fear of losing individual standing can block the crown, etc. This is something about the, the chakras. And I'm sure you've taken a picture of it. I'll post it also here somewhere, so that you're able to, carry this picture. Okay, so now let us understand something about this beautiful new kriya that I want to teach you. There are so many ways in which chakras can get divinized. The olden school talks about deities that are present, that are connected to each of these chakras. In fact, this write-up is easily available on the net, deities for all the chakras, and you can very systematically, go from chakra to chakra to do, the mantra chanting of those deities for 1 month, 2 months, 3 months. Like you deal with the earth chakra for 1 month, and deal with the Swadishthan for 1 month. You can take a combination of the bija mantra for the chakra as well as the deity mantra for that particular chakra. Do it for 1 month, then do Swadishthan, then do in this way. Over 7 months, 6-7 months, you're able to go through all the chakras. That's a wonderful way to divinize. But there's also a beautiful kriya in the Gayatri sequence. All of you are aware of the Gayatri Mantra, and because this class is an extension of our CI Plus that we did that day, I would love to speak about the Gayatri a little bit with the chakras. All of you are aware of the Gayatri Mantra. Om Bhurbhuva Swaha basically talks about the 3 lower realms. Om, Om is the pranav. Bhur is the earth, and Bhuva and Swaha are the Swadishthan and the Manipura. This mantra comes from the Rig Veda and is considered to be the mantra that one needs to, chant to be connected to the cosmic energy and to be connected to the universe and to download the intelligence. The mantra is fulfilled and complete as a sadhana within itself, and one doesn't need to do anything. If someone is doing Gayatri all your life, you don't need to do anything. It's a very comprehensive sadhana where you can do the japa of the mantra and also do upasana of the Gayatri Devi or the sun god, and it can suffice all your spiritual needs. It can answer all your spiritual needs. It's a Vigyan within itself. In the Gayatri, it's this Gayatri, what you all know about, comes from the Rig Veda. But later on in the Yajurveda, there is a mention of another Gayatri, the longer version of Gayatri, which is like very beautiful, and it has a kriya attached. It has a kriya attached to it. I'm posting one more picture of which I want you to take a picture. Uh, and there are two pictures, in fact, that I'm going to share. I'm sharing the picture of the hand now, and I want you to know that there is this long Gayatri that goes in the second picture. Mantra pura likha hua hai. This long Gayatri actually is a mantra that is practiced as a kriya before doing any long yagyas or before doing any long healing work, or whenever you want to balance all the chakras and all the realms connected to you, then this kriya is done. And it's a very medicinal kriya. For those of you who have done Tattva Shuddhi with me, I had taught this kriya in that retreat, but there were very few of them there in that retreat. For the rest of you, this is really a very good learning. It connects you to all the dimensions and to all the lokas, and connects you to the cosmic energy, requesting it to align you and your whole system and divinize all the chakras. Doing this kriya for 40 days, you must do this kriya for 40 days to balance your chakras and to take it to a divine level. How many times should you do it? 11 times is a good number to do it. But if you find that too much and your schedule is very busy, at least do it once every day. At least touch base upon it once every day, and it will, over a period of time, and then don't do it for 40 days. Do it for long time. If you're doing it once every day, there's no need to put a sankalp for 40 days. Just do it. It touches all the realms that you're connected to. It balances all your chakras and eventually will divinize all your chakras. A very, very, very beautiful method to put spark into your chakras. So let us understand how this is done. Okay.
Om Bhuva Om Swaha Om Maha Om Jana Om Tapa Om Satyam Om Tatsavitur Varenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yo Nah Prachodayat Om Apo Jyotihi रसोमृतम् ब्रह्म भूर्भुवस्वरो मा ॐ भूर् ॐ भुवा ॐ स्वाहा ॐ महा ॐ जना ॐ तपा ॐ सत्यम् ॐ तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात् ॐ आपो रसोमृतं ब्रह्म भूर्भुवस्वरो मा ॐ भूरों भुवा ॐ स्वाहा ॐ महा ॐ जना ॐ तपा ॐ सत्यम् ॐ तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात् ॐ आपो ज्योतिः रसोमृतं ब्रह्म भूर्भुवस्वरो मा ॐ भूरों भुवा ॐ स्वाहा ॐ महा ॐ जना ॐ तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात्। ॐ आपो ज्योतिः रसोऽमृतं ब्रह्म भूर्भुवस्वरो मा। ॐ भूरों भुवा ॐ स्वाहा ॐ महा ॐ जना ॐ तपा ॐ सत्यं ॐ तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात्। ॐ आपो ज्योतिः रसोऽमृतं ब्रह्म भूर्भुवस्वरो मा। ॐ भूरों भुवा ॐ स्वाहा ॐ महा ॐ जना ॐ तपा ॐ सत्यं ॐ तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात्। ॐ आपो ज्योतिः रसोऽमृतं ब्रह्म भूर्भुवस्वरो मा। ॐ भूरों भुवा ॐ स्वाहा ॐ महा ॐ जना ॐ तपा ॐ सत्यं ॐ तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात्। ॐ आपो ज्योतिः रसोऽमृतं ब्रह्म भूर्भुवस्वरो मा।
And you must do some little bit of study on this. You must. Dekhiye, those of you who want to be healers, and I know 90% of you are into healing and divinizing work. 90% of all of you who are here. So if you want to be very good readers and very good healers and very powerful people that inspire hundreds and thousands of others, then you must study in depth. It's not about just somebody keeping a hand on your head and you become that. No, you have to have commitment of studying, go in depth into the chakra. There are Westerners, a lot of Westerners have written beautiful books on chakras. There is psychology of the chakras. There is womb psychology of chakras, which is available. And online, a lot of Kindle editions are there. There are a lot of PDF files. Everything is available for free. So you study about the chakras. You must know in depth about chakras for you to work, effectively and effortlessly in all the realms of your healing and divination work that you're हमारे पास जितने वर्ण हैं वर्णमाला में points in the body, all of pressure points, and the subtle sound of these points is that varna. माने जहाँ कहीं आपको व सुनाई देता है, अगर उस point का subtle vibration लिया जाए और सुना जाए, converted into sound, it will be va. So all of these are Shakti points, and they are activation points. Therefore, many of these Shakti points are on the petals. Many of these Shakti points are on the petals. And so it's a comprehensive, all of those akshar put together is the comprehensive energy of that chakra. हाँ, तो उसी के वो अंग है, उस चक्रा के वो सारे वर्ण अंग है. तो उसका मतलब कुछ भी नहीं है. It's a Shakti point. There is no meaning to it. है ना? It's a frequency. Everybody has to set up, your routine according to your स्वभाव. है ना? मैं हमेशा बोलती हूँ कि अगर मैं मेंढक होती और अगर मुझे भक्ति करनी है तो मैं तो कूद के करूंगी ना. तो अपने स्वभाव के हिसाब से अपनी रूटीन को सेट करना चाहिए. Not according to there are yogic laws and there are the preferred time as given by our mentors. मगर हम उस लेवल तक पहुंचने तक अपनी भाषा में करें. जैसे एक बच्चा तोतला होता है तो उसको हम ये तो नहीं बोलते कि shut up and don't talk until you learn how to talk properly. We let him. तोतला बोलता है तो हम उसको तोतला बोलने देते हैं कि वो आगे जाकर के परफेक्शन में आता है. उसी प्रकार आपकी साधना में कोई गलतियां करते हैं, कोई उच्चारण ठीक नहीं होता, कभी कोई आलस के मारे सुबह नहीं उठ पाते हैं. जैसे मर्जी करिए, जब मर्जी करिए, पर करिए और करते रहिए. Then you touch the perfection as you improve. And I can give you testimony for this. Imperfectly, I have walked all my life and I have come to certain level of acceptable perfection in my eyes, yet not in the eyes of my mentors, but but you come slowly into a level of perfection. So आप अपने आप को प्लीज प्यार से ले जाइए इस मार्ग पे, अपने आप को सेल्फ क्रिटिकल तरीके से मत ले जाइए. लव योर सेल्फ, एक्सेप्ट योर सेल्फ, इम्परफेक्टली, गलतियों के साथ लड़खड़ाते हुए जैसे करो, पर करो और करते रहिए. This is what should be your prayer. When you're doing your prayer, you see everybody is having enlightenment as the goal. All of you all here are aspiring for liberation, emancipation, and the highest goal, which is true. Nevertheless, should we not attend to all our lower needs first? Should we not all attend to purification and cleansing first? It's very important. So when you do your this 11 times chant, इसके पहले 2 मिनट आंख बंद करना, 2 मिनट आंख बंद करके अपनी realistic picture को present करो कि these are my issues, these are my problems, and I'm surrendering all of these issues to the divine. May these be removed. Enlightenment तो तब होती जब अंदर का बर्तन खाली होगा, जो भी कुछ पड़ा होगा वहां पे. और invariably we are coming through animal life, we have risen through animal life into imperfect human beings and progressing towards perfection. In the bargain, our buckets are full. Our buckets are full of trauma, of guilt, of shame, of a lot of esteem issues and insecurity. पहले हम इस bucket को empty करने का goal रखें. So when you're doing your prayer, when you're doing your prayers, you surrender all of these imperfections as you truly know them, unto the divine, and say that may all of this be washed away in thy grace, you address, in thy glory, and present and surrender, what you can't do as a child. Always think of yourself as a child of the universe. So what you feel you can't do as a child, you give it to the parent and let him do it. It's so simple. So there's a question.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. There's a question here. Can we do it more than 11 times? You can, but there's no need. You can, but there's no need. I mean, if you feel like doing it more and more, then you rather do a mala of the short Gayatri, do a full 108 of the short Gayatri, and do this. This is a kriya. Always remember, this is a kriya. So it's like, if somebody is advising you a stretching exercise, would you ask the trainer, can I do this the whole day? Why should you do it the whole day? It's required for a certain amount of time. Right? You don't need to do it the whole day. Divinizing, to sum up my talk for today, the divinizing has a number of, tools. Divinizing ke liye number of tools are there. First, work on balancing them and cleansing them. Like I said, you do the kriya and surrender all the imperfections. Associated things that you can, when you reach a level, let's say आप महीना, 2 महीना, 3 महीना कर रहे हैं, उसके बाद आपको लगता है कि now I need to do something more other than the kriya, then support it with the seed mantras. You can support it with the seed mantras. So a quick run through all the seed mantras, lam vam वगैरह जो है ना आपके जो sounds हैं, उससे support करिए. For somebody who is working in sound therapy, can take a round through all the notes of the chakras. Support it with songs, support it with ragas if you're a singer, support it with devotional invocations of the respected chakras. You can work, it's a very good idea to work on one chakra for a month, then go on to another, then go on to another. It's a very good idea. For instance, Gitu was asking about the root chakra, issue. Work for full 1 month on the root chakra. Do the kriya, but keep your focus on the root and meditate on the root. Say the sound of the root chakra, meditate on the root, visualize red color, set an ambience for the root. There are vegetables, there are flowers, there are aromas, all associated with the root. Keep yourself focused and engaged with energizing the root. Work on it for a month and then go to the Swadishthan. That way, the least that will happen is that it will be cleansed thoroughly. And, it will come into a balance. That's the least. I am so happy to have you all with me. I love you a lot. I appreciate, I value, and I really honor your presence here today. Thank you so much.
Thank